the birds all around the world sing about this game, where greediness trumps even the wettest dreams of EA. Monetization schemes, pay-to-win line blurred, and the screams of the community mostly unheard. And I have been playing this game, oh my god, since I was 14? For 9 years? Oh no, 15,000 plus battles. Firstly, I will go through all the insane practices that are in this game. And then I will give you 3 reasons why I still play this game and why many people still do. And the third reason will be very interesting. And I think this is one of the rare games that has this kind of thing working very nicely. The game that we will be talking about today is World of Tanks. A game about tanks. Wow, Oran. World of Tanks being a game about tanks. Very nice. The game is rather simple. You have huge tech trees where you have to research the tanks using your XP and then buy them with credits. Now you have the tank in the garage. You will put crew inside it, resupply on ammo. You will buy some cool stuff on it, consumables, and are ready to battle. But before you battle, you have to go through matchmaking. Nowadays, the matchmaking is +2, meaning if you have tier 6 tank, you can meet tiers up to 8, and also tier 4s can meet you. Now you're thrown into the battle and you have 2 things to do. Kill the enemy or capture the flag. It is that simple.
Alright boys, let's get to the fun part. The problems in the game.
But what's not a problem is smashing the like button for the YouTube gods so they can smile upon our community. As we just talked about the matchmaking in this game, there arises a problem. The +2 matchmaking means that you can meet up to 2 tiers higher, which is a problem because 2 tiers higher, the tanks get insanely stronger. On the paper it should not be a problem, especially because most of the time you should meet around the same time. Higher tiers as well the lower tiers. But the game is kinda getting old, and few years back something happened. When you would play the tier 8 tanks, you would get mostly 80% of the matches as the lower tier, meaning that you would play against tier 10 tanks most of the time, which is not fun and it is heavily frustrating. It got better, but it is still a huge problem in the game. Another thing is, do you see this tank? Yes, it is a beautiful tier 8 German Löwe. A wonderful tank. But this is not the regular Tech 3 tank. It is a premium tank. Oh yeah boys, you are right, we are getting there. You know, World of Tanks is a free-to-play game, so they have to make money somehow. These premium tanks are very good credit makers. So let's buy one. Let's do this boys. 40 euros. One goddamn tank. Are you kidding me? But in the early days of World of Tanks, you couldn't call this pay to win, because all of these premium tanks were weaker than the Tech 3 tanks. But slowly but surely the power creep started to going, and now tier 8 premium tanks are the strongest at the tier in the game. Thank God it stops at tier 8. This is all the tier 8 non-premium tanks in the game. A very nice selection. But let's see how many premium tanks that this company managed to add over the years. Oh my god. Jesus. Free-to-play game. If you want to enjoy the game, I would probably recommend buying a premium account. It basically gives you extra 50% credits, which is the most important part, and to the XP as well, and other bonuses, which at the normal price will set you back around 10 euros per month. Oh boy, that's a lovely thing. So hooray! If you want to play this game for real, like get a bit serious, probably after some time the premium account is necessary. Also, the company is from Russia. And I'm not getting at anything, but it's surprising that the USSR tanks are much stronger than the others, especially compared to the German ones. We can only wonder why that is. And when we are talking about game balance, then there are some overpowered vehicles that don't get nerfed at all. Which is kind of surprising after all these years. How hard can it be to change some hard numbers? Nothing else. Oh, of course, when we are talking about balance, we cannot forget they in the recent years added cars. Yes, cars in a tank game, which cruise around in incredible speeds, defying all physics, flying across the sky while bouncing all the big shells? What? What is that decision? This change alone was probably worth adding them into the game, even though they add variety. They're pretty toxic and everybody hates them. But before they got the crown of the most hated vehicle type in the game, there is a thing with extremely engaging gameplay. In the game, there is an artillery class. It is a class which sits at the back of the map and just clicks. Literally, you have a map where you see dots, and when you click the fire button, shell loops over the hills and hits unexpected enemies, which is pretty lovely. When you are playing by the rules, you are playing hold down, you want to outsmart the enemy, the artillery will loop the shell and yeah, fun is over. The worst part is, this class not even is annoying to play against, and it's absolutely one of the worst game designs in the game. It is not even fun to play because these artillery usually have long reload, meaning if you miss, you lose upon great amount of damage, and you can just wait and wait, and it's not skilled at all. Especially that you were so nice and liked the video, I will fast forward through the problems so you don't get that bored. If you have premium account, you basically can afford premium rounds, which are special rounds that cost extra money, like a lot money, which means you can penetrate enemy tanks very easily without having any drawbacks. This game has also a lot of RNG, especially when it comes to shooting and aiming. Even if you have the most accurate gun in the world, you can miss, and that becomes really frustrating really fast. Also, the damage penetration values are also RNG based. Other problem is when you go above tier 9, especially tier 10, are nearly unsustainable credit wise when playing without premium account. Also, as all the games, we have a toxic community which loves to complain and hate on the game. This game is the worst game I ever played. I will leave it and you will get no money. Then they proceed to play the entire day, dying over and over again, and then complaining that you are the fault that they died, even though they died on the other side of the map. I already mentioned some of the premium tanks are stronger than the rest, but some of them are really stronger than the rest. Not only the matchmaking has problem with matching you against the same and fair tiers, it also has problem that recently the games sometimes are not really balanced and you get some crazy defeats or victories. In recent years there was added a special currency into the game that can buy you even better stuff, upgrading your tanks to be even stronger. The problem is only the strongest players can get enough of them, so the best players get even stronger. Something doesn't sound right. And for the biggest elephant in the room is the unwillingness to change the game for the better. Developers just doesn't seem to care, although in recent times it got just a tiny touch better. Even though I mentioned all these insane things that this game does, I still play the game. And I will mention 3 things why is it so. And I think when games get few things just perfectly right, it can make them extremely powerful in that sense. First one is, the game has an amazing game loop that they don't change, and it is extremely engaging and simple. You have an enemy, you shoot them, they shoot you back, someone dies. Done. It is that simple. This one is, however, the hardest one to explain. The company somehow managed, even after all these years, keep the extremely fun, simple and engaging gameplay. The second reason is the competitiveness and at the same time the casualness of the game. Nothing beats player versus player interactions. The challenge is just perfect then. Nothing beats it. That's why in a recent poll I even answered that I prefer multiplayer games over single player, even though I play mostly single player games. When the multiplayer game is right, nothing can beat it. But we can say, Uran, the game is pay to win. Well, I would say it is only around 10% pay to win, because you can buy premium rounds and consumables, but everyone can do that. But the premium account people will be able to afford it more often and faster. That's the main difference. In the battle, there is still only one thing that matters, and that thing is boys and girls skill. YouTubers like Quickie Baby has plays for free account where he plays the entire game for free to get feel how the other players feel basically, and he still crushes nearly all of his games. And you think I can pay myself to beat people like skill? Forget it. And the casualness of this game is insane as well. There is no skilled based matchmaking, so you have fun. And even the bad players are not having fun, because it is 15 versus 15. So even though there is one great player, it isn't that of a huge difference as it is in 5v5, as in League of Legends. When it is based on casual play, nothing holds me here. So I can leave, and I already sometimes left for 1 year, but I can always get back, play 1 or 2 games per day and just chill and have fun. It is not like League of Legends where I cannot come back because of the skill-based matchmaking. And now we are getting to the third point, the most insane point of them all. It is simple, so stay with me, but I don't know any other games that make this thing so right and so good. The absolute grind of this game is off the charts, boys. It is insane, and that is a positive thing. I even played for 9 years and I still don't have all the tanks. Wow, how is that even possible? But Uran, why is it so good? Grind isn't that good. I disagree in this case, because the grinding in this game doesn't make you stronger in the grand scheme of things. Because the grinding only means what kind of tanks you will get. So basically, if you grinded for 2 years and got few tanks, you can come back after 5 years still at the same spot, not feeling down because you're still competitive, because you will still play against the same tiers. No one gets stronger necessarily over the years by grinding. So after I come back after those years, it still feels rewarding, the grind I did before, because I still have those tanks. And then I can grind more because I want some new tanks that I saw on the battlefield. I saw someone killed me with a new awesome tank. I want it, so I will grind for it. It will take a long time, but it feels just so insanely rewarding. And even after all this time, the grind doesn't become a waste of time. Well, it does, but not in a game sense. Insane. Even the second tier 10 tank I have grinded when I was 14 years old, the Object 140, is still extremely competitive and fun to play. What other game does this? I heard so much stuff about World of Warcraft, the grind. You grind for an expansion, you get the things, but eventually most of the stuff becomes irrelevant. Not in this game. Just what? Insane. Let's finish this before it gets dark. And also, because you managed to watch it till the end of the video, I'm surprised. And if you're new here, consider joining us. This is a game with one of the worst practices ever in game, I guess. The monetization is insane. The game balance is not balanced. Matchmaking problems, community problems, and still, this game manages to be super fun and addicting, especially because of the 3 reasons, and that is why it is so important to get just few things right. So would I recommend for you to play this game? Probably not. But if you will, and you found some of this stuff interesting, be aware that you will probably have to pay something along the line. And I'm not embarrassed playing this game, even though it has some insanely bad aspects. It is still fun, and I know what I'm getting out of it. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. By the way, you look great today, and I will see you next time. Ciao, ciao, and take care.